Oh my god, guys! The Avengers Infinity War, it's great, you gotta see it. The power of this movie is undeniable. I don't care what you thought of the Marvel movies up to now, this movie will change your mind. It just has so much soul. Make the time to see this movie, it will change your reality. Space Stone. Welcome, friends, LostScarf here, and it's time for the vlog, and, I was thinking of doing procrastination as the topic this week, but, So, alright, so game stuff first. Battletech's gonna be on the side channel. First episode's gonna be on the main channel, the rest will be on the side channel. Amazing game if you love Battletech, or just that universe. I love MechWarrior games, and it's a mercenary game. Mercenary is my favorite part of Battletech, MechWarrior, all that stuff right there. That mech universe, I don't actually know the correct name for that universe. I love the mercenary side of things, and Battletech is the mercenary side of things. I love those games, so I'm very happy with that. A little slow, but it's very fun. So there will be plenty of that on the side channel. Like, I'm gonna go through the entire thing. I'm gonna stream that, like, almost daily, going through that campaign to put on the side channel, because I like this game. FF8 voice LP is coming. It is almost here. Layton's almost finished, so that's gonna be really fun. We're gonna, of course, have that most nights. The plan is to have Jinx around so she can guide a little bit on there, and it's one of her favorite games, so it'll be most nights, whatever nights Jinx are around, we'll record that. Tonight is gonna be anime night. It's gonna be My Hero Academia, episodes 8 through 13. We're gonna watch that on Rabbit together, so you can join if you want. You can go to Discord to get an idea how to get there. What else? Sunday night will be the hardcore stream. That's gonna be doing Dark Souls 2, and maybe Minecraft or whatever else, if I die in Dark Souls early. Oh, anything else? Lots of indies to cover. Oh! I got an early copy of the new Total War game, Total War Saga Britannia. I got a copy of that. I'm going to be playing quite a bit of that today, and probably Sunday as well in the afternoon. Well, obviously this vlog will be out after it's streamed, but I'm going to be streaming that for a bit. It comes on the 3rd. I want to record a video for that game for sure. I love Total War games, and it's an interesting idea they're doing here. Haven't played it yet, but the idea is that it's a smaller, like a story-based thing, kind of thing. I'm really curious about that, so I definitely can't wait to play that today. There's some interesting indies we got. Basking Stoke. That's gonna be a one-shot coming up. Well, I gotta record it first. But this is from Puppy Games, who've made a lot of games we've covered. I think we've covered every Puppy game, every game from that company, and this is a pretty good one. It's really good. You'll see that one-shot eventually. And there's other fun things coming up. Podcasts will be coming back soon enough. I have a job interview on the 7th, so I've been preparing for that, so I haven't really used podcasts as much as I could. But eventually podcasts will be coming back in full again, since Jinx is off finals, and then after this job interview, we shouldn't have to worry about that anymore. And then I'll be getting our usual guest and new guest, at least trying to. I know I said that maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago, but we'll definitely be pushing towards that for sure. I think that is it. Real quick, I guess I should talk about Avengers Infinity War. Not gonna spoil anything, of course. Hell of a movie, really good. Well acted. Everyone acted so well. There's a lot of emotional impact to the thing. There's a lot of emotion that go through that movie. And the villain is very good. Extremely good. It's the reason why a villain in a movie like this is allowed to do so well. Even better than the original Avengers and Age of Ultron. The reason why this one goes so well is because Thanos is such a big villain, but also because he gets time to develop and breathe. The reason for that is we know all the other characters. We've seen a bajillion origin stories, so all those stories are covered. Those are all done. We don't need to worry about any of their origin stories. So we get time to spend on the villain, and it makes the movie very good. So we finally have a really good villain. And I just need people to see this movie so I can talk to people about this movie. But that's all I'm going to give away about that. I'm not really giving anything away. It's just, if you have any apprehension, just see the movie. Like, it is a solid movie. 10 years in the making. It delivers. I can't believe how well balanced it is. That's the best way to put it. It is well balanced. And it's just good. Really good. Enjoyed it a lot. Anything else? Oh, one more thing to show off. I got a book. Just, you get this for going to the first showings. And I got this. Number 3019 out of 5,000. And 760. So it's cool to get that. And I got this shirt. And bought it there. So it was pretty cool. Pretty cool experience. Very fun. I was so hyped. I got there like an hour early. It was just me in the theater waiting. It was great. Real good time. So let's talk about Minecraft. My Minecraft account got stolen on the 11th of April. Surprise. Because I was checking my Minecraft because I'm like, oh, we should do like a hardcore Minecraft. That'd be fun. And I hadn't played it in like a couple months. I checked and was like, holy crap, it got stolen. My account got stolen. I had to go to Mojang support. Thank you to them. They worked with us pretty well. But we bought Minecraft back when it was just Notch. It was just Notch. It was just him. And I didn't have any money back then, so Jinx actually got me the copy of Minecraft. And it was a lot of complicated stuff because this is just really old information. But we're able to use old information, just newer stuff, and we're able to get my account back. Because I was like, look, I have videos of me using this account. I have ways to connect the dots and prove that this is my account, stuff like that. Now I'm going to show you screenshots, because here's the damning thing. If anyone knows any way to maybe do something about this account, let me know. So here's what's up. We're going to do monitor capture now. Monitor capture. Here's my screenshots. So my account was stolen by this person over here. Bitskungs. Check something really quick here. Get this one up. Okay. Alright, so my account was stolen by this person. So we can just make a bigger screen. But there we go. So this is a website called NameMC, where you can just look at accounts for some reason. You can see all the names that have been made. Here's me, and here's what they named the account after they took it from me. Bitskungs. And you recognize him? Recognize my Marth skin, the only one I ever use in Minecraft? Yeah. And here's their skins they have for the game. These are skins they've actually made themselves. Because the damning thing about all this is that they are actually a goddamn YouTuber. They're a YouTuber. And this is where it gets egregious for me. It gets a little personal. It's like, a YouTuber stole my account. A freaking YouTuber stole my freaking account. You see they're kind of popular. They got a number of views going on there. They make skins like these. And you saw those a second ago with over here. Like those are, there you go. They making skins and you can see them. And here's them playing the game and everything. You might recognize the language. This is I don't know what the language is called. This is from Thailand. This is Thailand's language. And just, what the fudge. And it's just kind of just frustrating that they took my account. I'm just a little frustrated about that. Now here's the thing, going over here. This is the other name they go by, Bitsgamarath. So I'm like, okay, let me look up this name. And lo and behold, I'm not the only person they've stolen accounts from. They've stolen it from this person and from this person. For some reason, they weren't using this account anymore. I don't know why. But you see, this person got their account back, so there you go. But for some reason, they weren't using this account anymore, or they have two accounts, which is frustrating. So I just looked into that one, so this is another one. And going through their videos, you'll see these skins as well that they've made, or they've played as. So this is a serial account stealer. And they're on YouTube, and they're kind of popular. So that's really, really, really frustrating. Now, and then here's me just getting the account back. Now, what is also frustrating about all this is why don't they just buy their own damn Minecraft account? Because when I went into my account, they have realms. They're subscribing and they're owning their own realms. Those cost money a month. So they don't have their own damn Minecraft account, but they can afford to do realms? So it's quite egregious, quite frustrating, quite annoying, and just makes me a little mad. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me with this crap? Checking this. Are you kidding me with this? So this person, Bitskungs, or Bitsgamarath, whatever name they want to go by, they steal accounts. Is there anything we can do about that? Through YouTube? Through Mojang? Like, can we get their IP banned? Is there anything we can do? Because they're going to keep stealing people's accounts. And they're going to keep making money off of it with a YouTube channel. That's a bit very frustrating to me. Like, I'm not happy about that at all. It's not okay. I haven't shut down their realms yet because I forgot to do that, but I'm going to shut down their realms. Because, come on. They're making content off stolen accounts. They're making content off just stealing from people. It's not okay. They have actual talent here with the skins they make, so that's cool for them, but don't be stealing people's accounts. It's not okay. And it is a kid. Like, if you look through their videos enough, you see that there's some sort of youngin. They are either middle school or high school. I don't know how you can afford Realms if you can't afford a Minecraft account. I don't know what's up with that. I really don't. And it's just kind of very annoying and frustrating that happening. It just really is. And is there anything I can do? I don't know. Like, I have things I can connect the dots with, but will anyone really care? I have no idea. I really don't. I might put the timestamp of this part of the vlog onto Twitter and ask people, like, well, what can we really do? Like, this is the proof and evidence I have. Is that enough to do anything? And yeah, that's all I've got for that. It's just kind of, I don't know. Like, we can talk about piracy, we can talk about theft and things like that. Like, when you're stealing from a fellow account holder, if just a fellow person, it's way more personal and I think way more jacked up. Like, people will justify stealing from corporations because it's just some big corporation, they have a lot of money and everything. But when you steal from your fellow man, I don't know. Like, we'll get on this topic now. Going over the Minecraft topic, just the topic of piracy and stealing and all that stuff. When you're stealing for survival, of course, that's what you got to do. When you're stealing for convenience, when you're stealing for just cause, there's a number of reasons why people steal for things. Like stealing bread to feed yourself and family. That's always one example of stealing that always gets used. And yeah, okay, fine, yeah, they're trying to survive. That's all they can do. When you steal for convenience, that's a thing as well. More piracy for convenience. This is, if you cannot legally purchase something in your country, cause you just want to see this thing, like maybe you're in a country with heavy censorship, and the movies you want to see are heavily censored, so you can't actually legally pay to see them in your country. The only way to see them is piracy. Like, that's a thing. Then okay. Same thing goes for games that aren't allowed in certain countries. The only way to play it is that way, then so be it. There you go. That's piracy I can be okay with. When it comes to piracy with just a righteousness to it, where they're just taking it from the big company just cause, it's just more just excuse and justification for what you're doing. It's not really, if you're just stealing because you just want just pirating just because you want the things, and you're upfront about it, and fine, you're upfront about it. But I'm not a fan of that. There's varying degrees of piracy and stealing and things like that. But this is taken from a fellow person. They took my Minecraft account, which I've had for years, many years. Heck, Jinx, her account's way older. She got into Minecraft when it was Notch doing like the alphas and the betas or whatever. Like, she kept telling me about Minecraft. I'm like, yeah, I don't really understand. And then Minecraft's what it is now. But just the levels of theft there can be. It comes down to your moral compass, but also how you're raised. It comes down to a lot of things, honestly, when it comes to stealing or any form of not just crime, but detriment to your fellow human being or detriment to the environment. It comes down to how you were raised, your upbringing, your moral compass, and just even if that concept even comes to your mind of what you're doing is the a-hole thing, or if it's okay, or whoever told you it's okay, whatever, things like that. Let's talk about moral compass. So, what forges moral compass? That is definitely forged by your parents, by the media you consume, by the people around you, by your teachers, by your friends, by all that. They are what form your moral compass. And that's an interesting thing of, so do we have like an innateness of what is right and what's wrong, or is it all taught to us? I assume it has to all be taught to us to know what is right, what is wrong, to know these things. Because we have instincts to do other things, of course, but we fight against those because they're not exactly right in our society and things like that. If I worded that correctly. And I'll use an example of moral compass from me. I should always use myself as an example, so I can actually say I'm talking from not my butt, although a butt's part of me. Moral compass, when I was in elementary school, I remember there were spelling tests. And I suck at the spelling tests. I really did. Like, I was like, just not doing very well. But I figured out a pattern. I figured out exactly how the teacher, I figured out the order the teacher always mixed up the spelling. Uh, every week we took a spelling test. It was a set of words that we were given. We had to learn how to spell them, basically just memorizing symbols, and learn how to spell these words, and then we'd be given a test at the end of the week, so we just make sure we knew it. And the teacher always jumbled the list in a specific way every time. It was always in a specific order every time. It was like the second, fourth, fifth, and whatever. It was always, these are the first ones and these are the next ones. Understanding that, I just wrote out all the answers, and then I just had that in my pocket. So when we had the actual test, that's what I did. I'm like, okay, it's test time. No one's looking. Pull out the test answers. Here we go. There's the answers. And then something clicked. Something on the inside went, no, you're cheating. That's not the right thing to do. So I took the paper and crumpled it up, and then I actually did the actual test. And that's an example of just doing the wrong thing, realizing it, and doing the right thing. Of course, you could argue, like, you're just gaming the system. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong with that. And, yeah, you can argue that. But I think just for yourself, it is better if you actually know the answers, obviously. That's the thing. Because, let's talk about college. There's different ways college handles students when they're late, or they're not paying attention, or they're sleeping in class and things like that. The truth of the matter is, when it comes to that stage of things, it's a whole different ballgame than when you're doing just elementary stuff. Because this is all on you, what education you gain from it. Like, the teachers, they should be doing their due diligence, but you, if you ignore the lessons and you do poorly, it is on you on that one. Because you're paying to learn at this point. Because college, you're paying for that. Elementary school and everything, that's given to you kind of as a right, because public school is a right for everyone in America. Unless you can't, live around to... We have a problem with education here. When it comes to poverty, some students just can't go to school because of poor reasons, unfortunately. But just general, instead of so I'm not detracting too much. Everyone's got the right to education. Everyone's got a right to an education in America. They really do. Oh, they should. And when it comes to college, though, you're paying for that. And you have teachers who will do things to curb lateness or curb people not paying attention to any of that stuff. But honestly, at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. It's on the student how well they do, because they paid for this. They might not realize it because of student loans, things like that, but they paid for this. And they're going to be paying for those loans. So they better get the education to actually make the money to pay those damn loans. That's for dang sure. And that's really what the mindset should be. Is like, they can do it, they can dick around all they want, as long as they're not messing with anyone else's education, and if they fail, it's on them. That's it. And so that's kind of where college kind of hurts people, because they get thrown to the wolves on that one. Because in high school, you can have teachers who don't really care, and they'll just grade whatever. And things like that. But in college, you're just thrown to the wolves. You don't really understand a lot. There's a lot of high schools that don't prepare for college at all. And your compass gets definitely affected there. And hypocrisy here, but not really. Actually, no. Here's something I did in college. Here's something I think I can get in trouble for. I can get in trouble with this, I think. I was there at the age right before they realized that the TI-89s or 85s or whatever they're called were programmable. Before they realized that you should not be allowed to have those calculators during tests. And what I did was, I set up so many notes and just ways of cheating into my calculator. And here's the thing I realized. For me, by trying to cheat, I actually learned how to actually do the things, which was funny. Because by trying to cheat, it became studying instead. For biology class, there was some math in there. And so I typed in basically the entire biology book into my calculator so I could read anything I need, categorized and everything. This took a lot of work. I was just typing on the bus all the time. It took a long time. But I did that. And so I'm like, okay, I got this right here. So now I can cheat all I want for this final, and I'll be good. But then when I actually took the final, I never needed to reach for my calculator besides actually doing the math, because I actually knew all the stuff, which is funny. It's funny, I had the intention of cheating, but I didn't actually cheat because I studied by cheating, by trying to cheat. That's a funny thing. When it came to math, though, I was really bad at it, and the programmable calculators, you could actually solve for x and solve for y and not solve for z, and I did do that. I did that, but you got to show your work. So all I did was, which it is still cheating, is I gave myself the answers, and I had to work my way still from point A to point B to find how I got to those answers. So they're still showing work, but I did give myself a bit of a leg up on that one. But so I did cheat. So hypocrisy right there. Man, getting caught cheating is very bad. Very, very bad. Plagiarism especially. But we all have our moral compasses in what we think is right and what we think is wrong. And it's just interesting what causes that. And I think for me, it was, I think I said this before, I've always had different kinds of heroes. I had Kirby, I had Mario, I had superhero stuff, comics, obviously. I had a lot of different heroes as my moral compass, to forge my moral compass, besides just parents saying this is the right thing to do, teachers saying this is the right thing to do, classmates saying this is the right thing to do. I think the media has a big push towards your compass as well, especially in just the things you watch and enjoy. Because, yeah, I had the Ninja Turtles as well. Like, the Ninja Turtles are just pretty cool. They're good people and everything, and we have a lot of heroes. There's like a lot of, in my age, there was a lot of hero characters. Like, a lot of hero characters to use your moral compass. For dang sure. Whereas I feel like now, I don't really know because I don't watch cartoons. All I know is you've got like, well, you got Teen Titans Go. I don't know what they're about. You got all the Cartoon Network stuff. You've got a lot of anime going on as well. Anime is interesting to see how the moral compass will work with that one because Asian morality is quite different from Western morality in quite a few ways, especially when it comes to honor and duty and what they're willing to swallow for that. It's very much goes against Western ideology in a lot of ways, so it's interesting to see those two clash and how it makes you either like something or hate something. Because there are points with even my favorite anime of all time, One Piece, where their views on morality get a little bit, definitely conflicts with my Western morality. I go like, no, I'm not the biggest fan of that. And it does get a little grating depending on that. Even there's a bit with My Hero Academia that has that as well. I'm bouncing everywhere as I always do, aren't I? I also, though, looked up to political figures. I looked up to the Founding Fathers, obviously not on the slave part, but when it came to compromises, we've seen me talk about compromise a lot. I believe in compromise quite a bit, but I know that a lifetime of just the way politics are now has also made me very much steamrolly as well, where I'm like, no, just one way or the other. But I do realize that compromise is so damn important, and I try to push towards that. And Abraham Lincoln is probably one of my favorite presidents of all time because it's Abraham freaking Lincoln, but also Teddy Roosevelt, who had a very interesting, very cavalier, but he had an interesting morality to him. What was interesting about Teddy Roosevelt is he did what he thought was right, and to the point that he even went against party. That's one of the cool things about Teddy Roosevelt, and this is something that I wish we saw more politicians. We do see it, but they get punched in the mouth every time they do it, is when they go against party for what is right. And we see a lot of punches in the mouth for Republicans right now during the Trump administration, which is very unfortunate. Where they're trying to do the right thing, but they're getting hit by those in power. Well, those in higher power, because they're politicians, they're senators and representatives, but you've got like the speaker and you've got the president and other higher levels that will slap them down when they try to have their moral compass show a little bit and they go a bit against party. So it is frustrating when you see people go with party against their own beliefs. That is extremely frustrating to see politically, or just morally as a person. I think that's enough talking. I'm all over the place. I really, you know what the vlogs are? The vlogs are me sharing my thoughts and feelings from the week. And, oh yeah, North Korea and South Korea. Holy crap, that's a thing. The weird thing about all that is people who are just like, oh, look how happy the North Korean leaders and everything. That man has murdered so many people. We should not take joy in any joy he has. He has murdered a lot of people. This is a true dictator who's done horrible things. This isn't a comic book. This isn't a show or anything. This is someone like who has actually murdered a lot of people in reality. Or in comics, you can revel in villains who've killed a lot of things. But this is a real villain, and they've done real darkness. So it's really weird to enjoy them smiling and things like that. Of course, you're happy with them being smiling because that means peace between North and South Korea. You're happy about that part. But if you actually like the guy himself, that's where it gets a little insane. But that's enough of the vlog, everybody. I had fun talking. Hope you have fun watching and listening. And definitely see The Avengers. Oh my god, it's a good movie. It's a hell of a movie, and there will be a spoiler talk video eventually after Jinx has seen the movie. That might be on Monday or Tuesday. So there you go. That right there is the vlog. I already said this, didn't I? I had fun talking. Hope you had fun. No, you had fun watching and listening. I hope you had fun watching and listening. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks, bye, and see you next time.